Coming over. Well, I'm a little strong. Yeah, I'm one.
Yeah, you're one.
Crowd mic is 3.
Back to this. Okay.
Crowd mic 3, right? Yeah. Okay.
Turn that up a little. We'll see. We'll test that out.
It's over.
Turn it down. Keep it.
Yeah.
That's 3, and that's where we're gonna have to keep it. So we
Yeah, you don't even need it really. I mean, it comes over strong enough on these, so it's no big deal.
All right, let's see. Well, we're gonna ring in the new era of Marquette basketball with Bob Duquette at the helm, as tonight the Marquette Warriors will battle Athletes in Action. From the Mecca, this is Joe Metz along with Chris Sheridan. And Chris, the long road of Bob Duquette's first season will begin tonight.
The long road begins here with this exhibition game, and it'll give the fans an opportunity to see Coach Duquette and see his new assistants and his new staff. And really is a new era, Joe, as you mentioned. Marquette will have to come out strong, and basically this game is just to give Duquette an opportunity to look at the players, look at the incoming freshmen, and see how they work together. And it could be a rough game for them as far as playing together. It's just an exhibition game, the first chance they've had to actually show themselves, and we'll see what happens.
Returning for Marquette is 6'6" forward David Boone, and Boone will probably be, well, he will definitely have a lot of pressure on his shoulders this season, because a lot of the Warriors are inexperienced.
They certainly are. He will be the force. He's a rebounding machine, basically, and you can look for him to go to the board as well as shoot from outside. He also looks to be Marquette's primary scorer this season.
Well, aiding him on the front line will be Tom Copa. Copa, in his 4th year with Marquette, a career averages of about 8 points a game, and he is looking to have a super senior season.
He really is. People are expecting a lot from him. It really is on his shoulders now that Walter Downing is gone, and they look for him to take charge on the floor and just to come through the job.
Well, Duquette has now had about a month to work with this squad, but they have not been tested until tonight. Athletes in Action is no clowns.
They certainly are not. They have a very difficult schedule, and they travel a lot. They are moving around. Last night they were in Alabama. Tomorrow night they'll be in Florida. So it's tough for them. They have a lot of talent.
Chris, the 3-point field goal is in existence this year in the NCAA.
And Joe, the top of the key is a 3-pointer this year in the NC2A.
Well, we're going to have a full season of fun right here on WMUR. Stay tuned for the beginning of this one. Marquette against Athletes in Action. Coming up in a moment. We are at the Mecca, returning for the Marquette Athletes in Action game. The team is still warming up on the court. And for Marquette, this is really a test to see what kind of organization has been put into their game plan.
It definitely will be, and you'll see a lot of, I think, change in the lineup by Coach Duquette. He'll basically be bringing in everybody, I would believe, to everybody he expects to be playing this season, that is, of course, and just giving everybody a chance to play and see basically what they have.
Well, Chris, an interesting note. On the sidelines for Marquette tonight is Rod Gross, along with Pat Foley and Michael Flory. And for Gross, he may have not decided yet whether he's going to redshirt or not.
It seems that way, Joe. I don't know whether or not, Coach Duquette advised him on this or not, but he definitely will not be playing. And you also have a story on Flory.
Yeah, Michael Flory, sort of some mysterious credits from that junior college popped up on his transcript. And we don't know whether he is going to be eligible or not, and when he's going to be eligible.
Very mysteriously, and I don't believe the Marquette Athletic Department right now knows whether or not he'll be eligible. Yeah. They have not commented on the situation.
Yeah, and I don't think they will, but for Marquette, Michael Flory was in their plans and also penciled in as a starter.
He certainly was. That's why it'll be interesting to see what Bobby Duquette does.
And this Athletes in Action crew looks pretty well organized as their players play such a rigorous schedule. Let's go right now to the PA system
Milwaukee Arena
and get the introductions in the anthem.
As the Marquette University Navy ROTC presents the colors and remain standing to join 5 guys named Mo in singing our national anthem, accompanied by the Marquette Band under the direction of Dr. Nicholas Contorno. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for Athletes in Action. At one forward, number 20, a 6'6", player from Conway, Arkansas, Lawson Pilgrim. At the other forward, number 40, at 6'5", from Washington, D.C., Zach Jones.
And San Diego State University.
At center, number 44, a 7-footer from Winneconne, Wisconsin, Gibb Hines.
Attended Wisconsin Eau Claire.
At one guard, number 14, 6'5", from Burlington, Vermont, Keith Saplicki.
And he's from William and Mary.
At the other guard, number 15, 6'2", from Compton, California, Lorenzo Romar.
And he was a veteran of about 6
AIA
NBA
coach
seasons.
Harley Nichols.
Now here are the Warriors.
Now the starting lineup for the Marquette Warriors. At one forward, number 25, a 6'6" senior from San Francisco, David Boone. At center, number 54, a 6'9" senior from Coon Rapids, Minnesota, Tom Kopa. At a guard, number 10, 5'11" senior from Milwaukee, Kevin Johnson. At a guard, number 12, a 5'11" junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Michael Sims. And at guard, number 34, a 6'3" freshman from Wauwatosa, Tony Smith.
Well, Chris, it's surprising. The Warriors are going to start the game with 3 guards.
Very interesting. I would not have expected that, Joe.
And Duquette gets a nice hand in his initial.
Very nice hand.
But Chris, Marquette is coming out with a surprising game plan, going with Smith, Johnson, and Sims.
That's unusual. I would not have expected it. Due to the situation, though, they're forced into that.
Well, we'll just have to see if Tony Smith can match up on the front line and what kind of rebounder he can be.
It'll be interesting. We're expecting a lot from Tony Smith. We've heard some very good things about him. We'll have to see what he does, both rebounding and as far as shooting, Joe.
Well, Keith Saplicki for Athletes in Action the other night poured home 34 points in a loss at Clemson, 89-84. Last night, Athletes in Action fell to Alabama, 106-93. So they are all over the country.
They are. It's just to give you a good idea of what their schedule looks like.
And out for the tap comes Tom Kopa. He will be going up against Gibb Hines, and Hines stands 7 feet tall. So Kopa really has a test. And I noticed on the Marquette schedule this year that Kopa should have his way against most of the centers he's going up against.
He should, but when you come down to the big games against DePaul and Notre Dame and Dame, we'll have to see how he does in those as against North Carolina as well.
Well, Marquette has brand new uniforms, and Kopa right now getting set to jump against Hines, and the tap is won by Marquette as Kopa grabs it off the second bounce. And Sims and Johnson will operate now in the backcourt. Tony Smith off to the wing on the right as Athletes in Action is in a 1-2-2 zone. Lorenzo Romar playing the point. Here's Sims, top of the key, get it to Smith, left side, baseline for Kopa. Smith swings it to right side for Johnson. Here's Boone on the right baseline. Top of the key for Sims. Tony Smith now. They're having trouble with that zone early on, Chris.
A lot of trouble. I see him unable to push it in.
Kopa trying to work free. Here's Tony Smith, left side. 13 on the shot clock. Smith tried to force a pass down to Boone,
Nice
and it was knocked out
by Gibb Hines on that play.
So Marquette is having a little bit of trouble cracking the zone. Kopa can't get free.
They've been passing around outside the three-point range.
Into Tony Smith, 10 on the shot clock. And Michael Sims way out beyond the NBA three-point line with 6, moves to the left. Here's Johnson, top of the key, 3 seconds on the shot clock. His shot is blocked by Lawson Pilgrim. Kevin Johnson regains it, his shot no good. Up for the rebound, Lorenzo Romar comes away with it.
And a forced shot in that play by Johnson, no question about it.
Romar left side for Saplicki. Romar down low, Gibb Hines turns on Kopa. His little spin jumper in the lane is good.
AIA basket number 44, Gibb Hines.
And Gibb Hines puts AIA on the board first. Pop Sims, top of the key. Left side for Tony Smith. Smith works it to Pops. Right side, Kevin Johnson fakes out the man. Baseline jumper, no good. Romar comes away with the rebound. But Smith rips it right out of his hands. Smith get it to Johnson down the lane. They'll get it back to Pop Sims. And with 38 on the shot clock, Marquette will set it up.
Very nice hustle by Smith on that last play.
We've seen Marquette set up twice, and they've had a bit of problems early on. Right side, Pop Sims fakes the jumper. Lawson Pilgrim on him. Down low for Boone is banker too high. Smith up high for the rebound. Puts it back up, no good. Boone grabs it. Hines knocks it out, but right to Michael Sims, and Marquette will start again.
And they get a fresh 45. Finally, Marquette getting into David Boone on that play. He's unable to convert.
Well, with this zone, we're going to see Copa and Boone. Here's Copa from the baseline.
Whoa.
Outside, Tom Copa.
Nice from outside.
Number 54.
So Copa knocks it up to 2. 17:57 to play, and Bob Duquette is up off the sidelines. Pretty intense, Chris.
I would say so. He looks like he's shouting something to Copa at the moment.
Right side for Romar. In the corner now for Saplicki. Three-pointer, it's good.
Saplicki must have broken his nose recently. He's wearing a semi-face mask, Joe.
So Saplicki nails a three-pointer, and look how close that is, Chris. It's about 19 feet around. It's going to be pretty easy to knock some of those down. You got a guy that can hit from that range.
Exactly. You have anybody who hits consistently from the top of the key. That's three-point range.
Boone from the baseline, no good. He lost it to Kevin Johnson. Johnson banks it up, no good. Copa can't get the tip. David Boone has it ripped out of his hands by Saplicki, and they get it up ahead for Lawson Pilgrim. Pilgrim picked up at midcourt by Tony Smith, and now Lorenzo Romar has the ball, and he's being pressured by Pop Sims. Get it to Pilgrim. In the corner now for Saplicki. Saplicki wearing a face guard. He's had some rough nights so far.
It looks that way.
Lorenzo Romar, 25 on the shot clock, into Hines. Hines lost it out of bounds, but they said Boone knocked it away. So with 22 on the shot clock, and the score, Athletes in Action 5, Marquette 2, AIA will get the throw-in underneath their Marquette hoop, or their own hoop.
This game being played outside the paint so far, Joe.
Romar in the corner for Saplicki. He will not try the three-pointer. He got it in for Pilgrim. It's picked off by Kevin Johnson. Johnson to Smith. Down the lane. Tony Smith up, in, and a foul.
We're seeing some very nice things from Tony Smith here in the early going, Joe.
Looks like he will be the man to run the break this year, or the man out on the break.
It's that way so far. He's been around the ball on just about everything thus far. Of course, we're only 4 minutes into the game.
Tony Smith at 6'3", has the body that can play forward.
He can do just about everything. He can board, he can shoot, he can run the floor.
Our first substitution for Athletes in Action will be Doug True checking in. True is a 6'8" forward. And on the year, he is averaging 9.5 a game. And on the year, yes, Athletes in Action have played 11 games so far. Smith cannot complete the three-point plays. He shanked it badly. And now Athletes in Action with Lorenzo Romar breaking up court. Marquette so far comes out in a man-to-man defense. Right side for Saplicki. Fakes Kevin Johnson in the air. Up, no good, but KJ fouled him.
A very nice fake there. He picked up the foul anyway. If the shot fell, it would have had a three-point opportunity.
Number 10, Kevin Johnson, his first, the team's first.
So Saplicki will go to the line for a pair of free throws. On the air, Saplicki hitting his free throws at 75%. Get a load of this, Chris. He's 20 from 36 from three-point range.
Not too shabby. He's averaging 12.6 points a game this year.
Well, he'll have to shoot this into the waving arms of the students section. He buries the first. Keith Saplicki. And now Gib Hines having a word for Lorenzo Romar. And you know what? Lorenzo Romar looks like to be the stabilizing force for Athletes in Action.
He certainly does. He led them last year against Marquette, scoring 19 in their win.
Saplicki knocks down 2. And the Athletes in Action now lead 7-4. Kevin Johnson hollering instructions. Gets it to Tony Smith, top of the key. Smith moving to the left, gets it to Pop Sims now in the corner. Back to Smith, top of the key. Smith now for Kevin Johnson. He's quickly doubled up by Pilgrim and Romar. Here's Copa baseline. His shot partially deflected. He comes away with the rebound. Copa up strong. He got it knocked away by Saplicki, who grabs a loose ball. Here's Romar running for Athletes in Action. Romar for 3, off the mark. Rebounded by Kevin Johnson. Now Marquette will run again. Johnson pulls up, and now we'll set things up for MU. Tony Smith, left side. Here's Pops, open from the top of the key, just inside three-point territory. No good. Boone back up and in for two.
You hear the crowd coming through. They know David Boone is the big man for Marquette this year. You know, he has to come through for Marquette to go somewhere.
And with 15:33 to go, Marquette trailing 7-6. Gib Hines way outside for AIA, trying to drive on Copa. Now he gets it into the stabilizing hands of Lorenzo Romar. Romar picked up by Sims, who's pressuring Romar. To Hines, back out to Romar with 22 on the shot clock. Here's Doug True, top of the key for Pilgrim, who drives on Smith. Pilgrim, Copa blocks it away. Saplicki outside Romar, drives down the lane. Stops now inside for Hines, over Boone, and the foul will be called either against Copa or Boone. I believe it'll be on Tom Copa.
Marquette foul. Number 54, Tom Copa. His first, the team's second.
So
Hines
will
will
go to the line for two. He's a 72% free throw shooter.
Tom Copa starting out this game in aggressive fashion, Joe.
Well, he's going to have to be aggressive, and now we're going to have the, well, I was going to say TV timeout, but we're not on the air.
No TV.
With a break in the action, 15:04 to play. Marquette is trailing 7-6. MECCA. Marquette trailing 7-6 early on. Gib Hines is at the line for two free throws. And Chris, the way Marquette has run their offense so far, they look very patient.
They certainly do. They're not punching in at all. They're unable really to get the ball into David Boone or Tom Copa. Copa has taken in 2 shots already from outside, but he has nobody else to push it inside really.
Well, Hines facing the hostile crowd, his first one, no good. Gib Hines, 7 feet tall, makes his life playing for athletes in action. 6.5 points per game on the season. Eyes the hoop, his second is good, and now it's 8-6, AIA. Hines now has 3 points. Kevin Johnson in the forecourt for Marquette, picked up by Saplicki. Right side to Pops, Romar on him. Here's Boone, top of the key, gets it to Kevin Johnson. In the corner for Tony Smith. Smith now to KJ. Here's David Boone outside, Tom Copa baseline, back out to Boone, and Marquette is swinging the ball. Boone in the corner for Smith with 22 on the shot clock. Out to Kevin Johnson, top of the key. Down the lane goes Johnson, up, no good, but the foul was called against Lorenzo Romar. And for Romar, that's his first, team's second.
AIA foul number 15.
And Kevin
Lorenzo
Johnson will go to the line
first, the team's
for
second.
Marquette. Actually, they are going to call it before the shot. Marquette will inbound it, baseline. Johnson looking way outside for Pops. And aren't you just waiting for Pops to take that first three-pointer?
Waiting for Pops to just start setting them on fire there, Joe.
It's just a matter of time. Tony Smith, top of the key for Boone. Boone, get it to Sims. Back to David Boone, top of the key, over to Copa. And Marquette cannot get anything inside. And right now we have a whistle. Kevin Johnson involved in a little bit of elbowing with Gib Hines, and the foul will go against Johnson.
So we'll go the other way.
Marquette foul.
Marquette sticking with the passing game, really. They're unable to generate anything inside at all.
One thing we're going to see a lot of this year, Chris, is a lot of sagging zone defenses against Marquette, because what is their strength? It is Copa and Boone.
It certainly is. And we'll have to see if the guards come through and see who Duquette goes with, really.
Well, they got to start hitting their outside jumpers. Here's Hines posting up on Copa. He threw up an absolute brick. Gets the rebound and lays it back in.
Number 44.
So Hines has 5 points. For AIA, it's 10-6. Athletes in action, 13:52 to go. Here's Copa trying to save it in off Romar. And now Tony Smith knocks it out, but they're going to give the ball to Marquette. As they said, it was off Keith Saplicki.
It's basically a free-for-all going for the ball on that play. Marquette ends up with it under their own basket.
This is Bob Duquette's first game, and let's just sort of key on him a little bit during the rest of this first half. Just see, or try to see, what he's looking at out there. Here's Kevin Johnson, picked up by Saplicki. Boone, top of the key, and every time David Boone's gotten the ball, it's been inside. Johnson down low, lays it up and in.
Nice play by KJ there, right underneath. He took the pass pretty easy, too.
Well, he roamed the baseline, and they just let him go. He got the pass up for 2. 10-8 athletes in action. Gib Hines way outside, picked up by Copa. Marquette is playing aggressive defense. Romar, baseline, fadeaway jumper, no good. Up and in for Lawson Pilgrim.
AIA basket number 20, Lawson Pilgrim.
That is David Boone territory right there, Chris.
It is. Pilgrim was just in the perfect place. It fell right into his hands. Pretty easy layup.
Here's Tony Smith, knocked away by Pilgrim. Now running is Keith Saplicki. Saplicki down the lane, over Sims. It's no good, and they're going to call the offensive foul on Keith Saplicki.
No basket. Player control foul. Number
Chris
14.
Saplicki would have been better off dishing it off.
I believe so. It looked like he saw the lane, but quickly filled up, and he couldn't do it. He cans out with the charge.
Pilgrim was on the wing, just waiting for the pass, and Bob Duquette, a little bit boisterous now on the sidelines. Looks like he's just analyzing things himself.
He has a jacket off already, Joe.
A la St. Peter's. Down low, boom, power move up and in.
And that's the kind of thing we expect from David Boone this year.
You know, if David Boone could effectively get an outside game, he'd be a double threat. Here's a steal by Marquette, up for Pop Sims, one-on-one with Romar, pops to the hoop, it's good.
Oh, what a fake by Sims. He faked out Romar. He got the layup.
So for Sims, his first field goal, as we see Herb Harrison getting set to check in. Gib Hines, backdoor pass to Pilgrim, lays it up, no good. Boone grabs the rebound. Marquette attempting to run, but Pops is going to slow things up, and once again Marquette was set up. They know, it looks like they know just when to run. Pops his first jumper, no good. Copa up for the rebound, can't get it, and Pops comes away with it, and they'll start up. Chris, it does look like Marquette knows when to run the ball.
They do, but then they slow it up, and it seems like they're going with the outside game so far.
That's one thing. If you have a running game, you have to know when to use it effectively. Kevin Johnson, way outside, he'll set things up, 29 seconds. And with that 45-second clock and a zone defense like this, we see it is plenty of time to get a legitimate shot.
It definitely is.
Pop Sims in three-point range, gets it baseline for Boone. Boone out to Pops, top of the key for Smith. Waiting for Tony to crank one up for the first time, to see what kind of shot he has. Left side, Kevin Johnson, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Pops, works it in for Boone over Pilgrim, it's good.
Nice pass by Pops on that play. Bounce pass went underneath to Boone for the two.
Boone has 6, and Marquette now leads 14-12 with 11:08 to go in the first half.
And Marquette's patience is paying off.
Here is Saplicki in the corner for Romar. Sims, who gives up about 4 inches to Lorenzo, is doing a good job defending him. Right side now for Saplicki. Here's Hines posting up for Copa, but Saplicki gets it top of the key. Romar, 21 on the shot clock. Saplicki for 3, it's good. Second three-point field goal, 8 points for Keith Saplicki. And AIA now leads 15-14. Pops, top of the key for Johnson. Kevin Johnson looking for Boone to work down the lane. Smith gets it to Boone in the lane. David Boone up and good.
They're going to David Boone, and he is taking charge. He now has 8 points.
Just like old times, but David Boone apparently is injured.
Timeout. Substitution.
Looks like he got
number 43.
They caught it in the eye.
Yeah, knocked in the face.
Number 30. Kenny Owens to number 42. Reed.
A few substitutions for athletes in action. One of them is Reed Geddes. Reed Geddes of Houston fame took his team to the Final Four a number of times, Chris, and he didn't succeed.
He did not.
He had Akeem on his team along with Michael Young, and he was one of the better playmakers in college basketball.
Definitely was.
And now we look down at his stats, and he is averaging a measly 1.6 a game, and an assist average of about 0.8 a game.
Well, Geddes not really playing much. I call him Geddes. That's what the networks called him. It's actually Gettis, so we learned, Joe.
Yeah. And Marquette, we will get our first look at John Ellenson at a Menominee Falls High School,
Number 4,
where he
John
averaged
Ellenson
25 a game last year. But this is a different story, Chris.
Certainly is a different story. We're not talking high school anymore. Although it did average 11 rebounds as well, so we'll see if he can be any kind of a force.
Well, Athletes in Action just inbounded the ball. Marquette wasn't on the floor, and Gib Hines slams it home for 2.
I don't believe it. I just saw it, Joe. They simply inbounds it while Marquette was still talking on the sidelines.
And they scored. They lead 17-16.
Hines with 7 points.
Herbie Harrison in the game. Kevin Johnson weaves down the lane, banks it in.
Nice move by KJ once again.
2 field goals, 4 points for Johnson. 18-17 Marquette at the 10-minute mark. In the game is Kenny Owens for Athletes in Action. Copa with the steal off Hines. Here's Pop Sims all alone, lays it in.
Nice job by Copa. Sims was wide open. He knocked it away. He saw Sims, got it off to him, and Sims with the easy layup.
Second field goal, 4 points for Pops. 2017 Marquette. Here's Kenny Owens, a native of New York City. Gets it to Doug True. Here's Hines, top of the key. Outside for Owens. Top of the key now, Saplicki for 3, no good. Harrison trying to hold down Geddes. And it was out of bounds before Reed Geddes could save it. But you see the tactics Herb tried there by trying to hold Geddes' arm.
Nice job by Herb. It really didn't do too much on the play, however.
So Marquette beginning to catch on fire.
They really are. They're not looking too bad, considering this is their first game of the season.
John Ellenson trying to isolate himself. Copa down low, works on Hines. His banker is deflected by Gib Hines and out of bounds. But Marquette will get the ball back right in front of us. And we're going to have a substitution. Paul Renfro.
Paul Renfro replaces Hines.
He is a 6'10 center in for Gib Hines. This guy averages 8.5 a game. So between he and Hines, they split the time in the middle.
Hines leaves the game with 7 points.
And, yeah, he has done very well against Copa.
Yeah.
Here's Kevin Johnson for Pops. In the corner for Ellenson. Kevin Johnson for 3, the first one of the year. It's no good. Copa with the tip. It's good.
Power move by Copa right underneath where the tip is.
22-17 Marquette. As Copa now has 4 points. Here's Kenny Owens. He's fouled by Pop Sims from behind. For Mr. Sims, that will be his first foul. And Marquette's fourth team foul. We have 8:43 to play in the first half. Owens looking to get it in. Gets it in for Geddes. Right side for Owens. Up against Pops. Owens drives around Sims. Here's Saplicki in 3-point range. Fakes the shot. Thought better of it. Down low, we got a foul called against 3-second violation against Paul Renfro.
Ball out of bounds.
So Marquette will get the ball back on the turnover, and David Boone is being escorted into the locker room.
Not a good sign. I would hope. It didn't look like anything serious when he left the court, but now he is heading to the locker room. I'll have to see if we can get the story on that.
Well, he's got a towel against his head, so just banged up a little.
Yeah.
He'll live.
We hope so. We're in trouble if he doesn't.
Johnson in the corner for Harrison. Down low, Copa lays it up and in.
Tommy Copa taking charge now. Basically, he has to do that with Boone out of the game.
From Herb Harrison. And that's a rarity. Herb Harrison passing the ball.
Harrison with the assist.
Here's Ellenson getting burned by True. Down low now for Owens or Renfro, and the foul was called against Marquette. And I believe the foul will be on either Kevin Johnson.
Number 10,
KJ,
Kevin
you knew it.
Johnson, his third.
That's 3 on Kevin
Yeah.
Johnson. So we see Smith coming in for Marquette. 7:58 to play. Marquette 24, Athletes in Action 17. That is only the
Smith for Johnson for the Warriors.
fourth team foul against Marquette. So Athletes in Action not in the bonus yet. Geddes will inbound. Gets it underneath for Renfro. Knocked away by Ellenson. Up to Tony Smith. Here's Smith picked up immediately by Owens at half court. And now Tony really playing guard for the first time tonight. Corner for Ellenson. Here's Tony Smith. Begins to drive on Owens. Gets it out. Pop Sims top of the key. Corner now for Herb Harrison underneath for Copa, and the foul will go against Athletes. Actually, they're going to call it on Tom Copa. Copa's second.
Marquette foul number 54, Tom Copa. His second, the team's sixth.
And that will be team foul number 6 against Marquette. Right there was just a case of Copa trying to fight for his ground. He got called for the foul.
Exactly. He just had 2 guys on top of him, and he just had to muscle his way in there.
Saplicki, alley-oop underneath for Renfro. Geddes, I don't know what he was thinking.
A feeble attempt at an alley-oop on that play.
2-on-1, Ellenson lost the ball out of bounds. It will go over to Athletes in Action.
Ellenson had the opportunity. He was open, had the open layup, but he lost it.
Well, his first opportunity to score in a Marquette uniform. So he's got to have a little bit of jitters, even though this is exhibition play.
It is, but there still are, I'd say, over 10,000 people in this arena, and he's got to have the jitters.
Here's Owens for three, off the mark. Rebound underneath. Harrison and Getty's fight for it will have the jump ball. Possession points in favor of Athletes in Action, and Duquette is signaling for a timeout. Apparently he doesn't like something. So with 7:04 to go in the first half, it's Marquette 24, Athletes in Action 17. Back in a moment. And right away, the travel call goes against Athletes in Action, and we'll go back to Marquette.
And Joe, Marquette right now just looking for anybody to start hitting from outside. They're passing it around. They're playing a very patient game, just trying to get it into Copa. But if anybody can start hitting from outside, we'll see what happens.
So with 5:33 to go, Marquette 26, Athletes in Action at 20. John Ellenson in the corner. Gets it for Tony Smith. Here's Pops working down the lane against Owens. Harrison really is buried deep on that baseline, Chris.
He is not able to do much back there. And he's as you mentioned before, he's looking for Copa, but he's just not able to get into him.
Copa's immediately surrounded by three men once he gets the ball. Right there, he got it out to Sims. Left side, Ellenson, open jumper, no good. Tipped up by Smith off the glass and rebounded by Geddes. And now Athletes in Action. Kenny Owens pulls up for three and hits it. What about that, Chris? On a fast break, he pulled up for three.
These guys can obviously hit from outside. It's the fourth three-pointer in the game for them.
And something about that three-point field goal. They were down by 6 now. That brings them right back into the game.
It definitely does. I don't know whether you like that or not, but I believe that's too close for me.
In the corner for Ellenson, here's Pops trying to work his way in. Gets it for Tony Smith. Smith out to Herb Harrison, who finally left that corner. Here's Pop Sims looking for Copa. Then he tried to dish it back to Ellenson, and John just wasn't ready. And the ball went out of bounds and goes back to AIA. Reed Geddes gets it in the backcourt for Kenny Owens. Owens, right side for Geddes. Underneath now for Hines. He beat Copa, slams it through. Jim Hines, fourth field goal. He's got 9. And that 9-point lead is down to 1. As we see Roman Ray Mueller get off the bench.
And the fans seem to like it, Joe.
Yeah, the 7-foot center from the Dells in the corner. Here's Harrison for 3. Ellenson can't get the tip. And did you see Kenny? Did you see Smith fly up there? Tony Smith.
That man can really sky. He's only 6'3", but he plays like a player who's about 6'8". The man can play around the hoop.
And listen to that hand for Ray Mueller.
Mueller comes in. Everybody, all eyes are on Raymond Mueller right now.
Kenny Owens trying to back in against Pops. Right side for Geddes. Geddes now to Owens, top of the key. Looking for Hines. Ellenson can't get the steal. Hines taking the rookie to the hoop, but it's around and out. Harrison gets the rebound. Marquette running. Pop Sims with 3:43 to go in the half. Gets it out to Smith. Here's Harrison back to Smith. Starts his drive. Weaves down the lane. No good. And Saplicki gets the rebound, but right there, Smith created something. Kenny Owens to the well against Sims, and it was deflected out by Pops. AIA will inbound underneath their own hoop, and Lorenzo Romar quickly checking in for Athletes in Action.
Lorenzo Romar, the only AIA player who has started all games for them, all 11 games.
Lorenzo Romar averaging 16.4 per game. Shooting on 57% from the field. So with Athletes in Action trailing by 1, they can regain the lead, and they have now scored 8 unanswered points, Chris. And 2 of those on 3-point bombs. Here's Doug True in the baseline, no good. Rebound by Hines, back up, no good, and Mueller committed the foul.
So Mueller very quickly getting in the stat book for something you don't want to see.
Number 32, Roman Mueller.
So Gib Hines has a chance to put Athletes in Action up front.
Gib Hines is really doing the job underneath. So far, he has 9 points right now.
I'll tell you something about Gib Hines, Chris. He is a test for the Marquette centers because this guy looks very powerful.
He does. And you don't think Bobby Duquette does not know that, Joe. He'll be watching how Copa goes up against them and how Mueller does.
Hines missed the first. He has one more. Facing the waving arms. Do you think that distracts him?
As he hits the second one, I don't think so.
Well, Did not distract Kenny Smith in that Carolina game.
It certainly did not. The penny might have, but not that. You know, Hines has played in front of a lot of large crowds, and he's basically a veteran. You really can't say he's going to be shaken by something like that.
Harrison gets it to Smith, top of the key, works it for Pops. Foul line extended right. Here's Tony Smith, gets it to Herb, underneath for Ellenson. Outside Smith, here's Pop Sims, no good. Tony Smith high for the rebound. Back up, no good. Miller with the tip, Harrison can't get it. Ellenson comes away with it. John Ellenson scores 2 points.
And a lot of oohs and ahs as Tony Smith skied for that rebound.
And Marquette steals the inbounds pass. They're up 28-26. 2:38 to go, and the fans have come alive.
Certainly have.
Tony Smith in the corner for Harrison. Smith now left side for Sims. Muller now will go in on Hines, looking to post up. Here's Pops, gets it to Tony Smith. Corner for Harrison. Outside Smith. Here's Muller, throws it to us, and Jim Delachapa makes the save.
Copa for Muller.
So Ray Muller, getting his first life of collegiate basketball, will come out for Copa. Tom Copa had 6 points, but what about Muller's play there, Chris?
Muller really didn't show too much. He wasn't really in long enough. Picked up 1 foul. Not really too aggressive on defense.
Down low for Hines, gets it out for Romar, 2:03 to go. Down low for True, gets Copa in the air, scores, and he's fouled.
Nice play by True. He saw Copa coming. He knew he was going to get the foul, and he put it up for the 2.
And that is
the opportunity at the 3-point play.
That is 3 fouls on Tom Copa. Marquette is over the limit.
Got the basket.
So now Copa and Johnson both have 3 fouls for the Warriors.
I'll tell you something I like about this coaching staff. They saw Muller not really in the game. They took him out right away, and we see assistant coach Tom McConnell diagramming some plays for Muller, and he's going to get right back up and come in.
It's been definitely going to be a learning season for Muller, as it was last year. And we'll just have to see how much action he does get along the way.
True completes the 3-point play, and now the athletes in action lead by 1. Here's Harrison from the corner, in and out. A rebound, Gib Hines, and Tony Smith got whacked in the face there going up for the rebound. Left side, Saplicki. Baseline, Geddes underneath for Hines, up and over the rim, rebounded by Ellenson, and John Ellenson doing some banging.
He's showing some board banging there.
1:33 to go. Here's Copa down low, fall away, in and out. Ellenson knocks it away, but Romar saves it inbounds. And John Ellenson is very aggressive, Chris.
He is, and Joe, you see the pace of this game picking up tremendously here in the last 2 minutes of the half.
Saplicki for 3, it's no good. He runs down the rebound, but Pop Sims right there, 2-on-1, up and in.
Sims had Smith off to the wing, but he didn't need it. He just took it in for the layup in the 2.
Sims with 6 points. Marquette leads by 1 with a minute to go. Here's Hines for True, right side Romar. Saplicki again, this time inside 3-point range, no good, and Harrison gets the rebound. Marquette running, Sims ahead for Smith. Tony Smith now will slow things up, get it out to Pops, and he directs the show. 45 seconds to go, 34 on the clock. Marquette can use all but 10. Here's Tony Smith, top of the key for Pops, 27 now on the shot clock, in the corner for Harrison. Herb Harrison working against Geddes. Here's Michael Sims. Sims pulls up over Romar, air ball. And Herb Harrison shoved Geddes, no call. And now 21 seconds to go in the half. Athletes in action, in possession, they can run it down. The eye is on the game clock, 15 to go. True, cross court for Geddes, 12 on the game clock. Romar brings it out to set up one last play. 7 in the half. Here's Saplicki for 3 with 4 seconds, it's good. Keith Saplicki, 4 3-pointers. Keith Saplicki, 4 3-pointers in the first half. Athletes in action, 32, Marquette, 30.
And Saplicki just unable to miss from 3-point range.
Well, the way that 3-point goal was utilized in that first half, athletes in action sunk 5 of them on 8 attempts. Whereas Marquette only attempted 1 and missed.
That shows you one thing, that this is Marquette's first game of the season. And their first time on the court, whereas AIA has been playing. This is their 12th game of the season. So
Chris, do you think the freshmen might be intimidated to shoot that three-pointer early on in a game like this?
They may be, but they'll come along. You'll see what'll happen along the game. You know, they're just getting in early, first half of the season, and I think they'll get into more of a flow during the second half. But Joe, I am very impressed with Tony Smith so far.
Yeah, Tony Smith can sky.
He can sky, and I believe he can really. He has some moves too. He can move to the hoop. And if we see him shooting from outside, if he can hit from outside, then we may have a force.
Something about Tony Smith, Chris, is the fact that he came out starting the game at forward. We were more or less sort of shocked. But after seeing him sky, as Kim Hines is speaking to the crowd, and do you want to hear this, Chris?
Well, let's just talk about Tony Smith a little more.
Okay.
As you mentioned, coming out as a forward, and you want him around the hoop. When you look at his jumping ability, the man jumped, I believe, 22 feet in the long jump in high school. That gives you an idea what kind of an athlete he is.
Well, he can play forward.
Can.
And this gives Marquette some more depth.
Certainly does. Without Flory, we will see what that we really need help for. Other than you can't really put Copa at forward like they did sometimes last year with Downing in, because that will not work because you need the center. And we don't. Muller is untested. We don't know what he's going to do.
Chris, we can just roll on. We got a halftime show.
We got a nice halftime show if we can talk over and
There's
get
John
Hines.
Chapman, and he says hello to the listening audience.
He probably wants to come over and have us interview him, but I don't know about that.
Let's see what Saplicki has to say. Well, that was Reed Geddes' comment. Let's see what Saplicki has to say, Chris. What do you think he'll have to say to this crowd?
I think he'll talk about trust. What do you think?
Well, Keith Saplicki has 14 points in the first half. Well, the other night, he pumped home 34 against Clemson in a losing effort.
Victims of broken homes.
Joe, 12 of those points are on three-point shots.
85 teenagers who take some form of narcotics, most of them regular drug users.
There's
Well,
Kenny
I
Owens
missed the
from
call.
Rose
Owens
City.
is a narcotics
Between
man.
the ages of 11 and 13 are believed to be sexually active.
Chris,
Every 30 seconds, a child is physically,
let's see if we
mentally,
can
or
pick up this
sexually
halftime
abused.
show.
Since 1984, over 6,000 teenagers have committed suicide. That's one every 90 minutes. 33,000 cases of venereal disease are reported every day.
In the next year, 418,000 girls under 19 will receive an abortion and unwanted pregnancy. In the next year, 12 million teenagers will take some form of narcotics.
Well, Joe.
I think we've had enough of that, Chris.
We believe there is, but it won't be found in more information or political.
Looking up Kenny Owens,
but in the power of
he
God.
came out of Manhattan Vocational High, Chris.
Do they have a basketball team, Joe? Obviously they do.
I guess
Have
so.
your attention, please. I was raised.
That will take care of the first half.
That's about 20 minutes.
Any final
west of
comments on how do you think the Warriors did the first half, Joe?
And as I was a high
Your overall
school student
impression of
there,
that starting lineup?
one day a teacher
Well,
asked
Marquette
me a
looked
question
pretty
that
strong,
had a big
Chris.
impact
I
on
would
my
say so. I
life.
would have expected more of a sloppy
She
game.
said,
I am very impressed by not only
That would come
Tom
true for your
Popa
life.
and David
What would
Boone's
that
play,
wish
but
be?
the way they've been able to fight off that zone defense inside and get their points. Copa was 6, Boone with 8 before he went out with the injury. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but the way they scored was very,
Then I thought,
very
I said, well,
encouraging.
maybe I wish to become a
Certainly,
famous
of course,
rock
a very tough zone.
An
And
Elvis of
they
the
had their
80s.
troubles early on, just punching
Hiring
it in. They were
bodyguards
basically
just to
passing a lot
protect me
of
from
passing
hundreds of
around the perimeter
stampeding
and unable to
fans
push it
every
into
concert.
Copa or Boone. And of course, you expect that from David Boone.
And then I thought
Copa as
again,
well.
I said,
And I'm just
well, how about
focusing on
the
the guard
most
play
successful
and see if
athlete
anybody can just come
who
alive
ever
from
lived?
outside and start hitting. You
Jim
expect that. It's the
Thorpe,
first game of the season.
loved and
eventually
respected
it's
by
gonna come around.
millions,
And Pop Sims, most of his
idolized
points coming on breakaways
by every
or layups,
sports
mostly
fan in
under
the
the
country.
hoop.
Well, Chris,
yes, all of these were
that'll
very
take care of the
experienced.
first half. We'll be back with the
But there's one
halftime
problem with
summary and scoring statistics.
These three men who
After
seemingly
a
had
break,
it all,
the halftime score,
ended their
Marquette
lives
trailing Athletes in Action
drug
32-30.
overdose.
We're back at the MECCA. Halftime winding down, Marquette trailing to Athletes in Action 32-30. And Chris, you got the halftime scoring.
Yes, I do. Saplicki led all scorers, Joe, with 14 points, and all of those points coming on three-pointers. Elsewhere for AIA, Hens finished with 10. Pilgrim had 2. Owens with 3. Drew with 3. For the Warriors, David Boone had 8 points before leaving with that injury. Ellenson had 2. Kevin Johnson had 4. Pop Sims had 6. Tony Smith had 4, and Tom Copa with 6 points. So, Joe, what do you expect in the second half?
I hope, or I think, Marquette, in order to win this game, is going to have to push the ball up court a little bit quicker.
They do, because with their passing game,
yeah, that
the shot clock is running down.
They cannot afford
down
to do
the court.
that.
Yeah.
And even though this is the first game, they got to find a way. They have to find a sufficient way to score other than from the inside. The outside shooting is not there, and it will not be there for the better part of this year, because let's analyze the guys they got. After Benny Moore left and Kerry Trotter left, there goes your outside game, and really no one's going to replace them.
Really, you have to hope for somebody like Pop Sims to be hitting from outside, and I don't know if you can count on him. And otherwise, you're going with new guys, basically.
That's right.
So there's no one proven, no proven outside shooter, really. And it was obvious in the first half that Coach Duquette's game plan was to push it inside and see what they could do. That is why, as you mentioned, they had to push down a little bit faster, and because they are taking time to work for shots and to work it inside, but it's just not there. The shot clock is running down just about like under 10 seconds just about every time down the floor.
The freshman, John Ellenson.
Very aggressive, Joe.
Well, the second half's about to be starting, and we will be back in a minute on WMUR 750.